welcome to my next playthrough. Yes, it's Indiana Jones and the Temple. Oh no, it's Fortune and Glory by Flying Frog Productions. It's this great big game of globe-trotting adventure where you have your characters are trying to delve into temples and recover artifacts, all at the same time trying to defeat the Order of the Crimson Hand. Yes, there are 3 vile organizations now in this game. There are the mobsters, there's the Nazis, and there's the Order of the Crimson Hand, and I'm going to be doing a complete playthrough with 2 characters against the Order of the Crimson Hand. And let me tell you, they are the vilest of the 3 vile organizations. I have yet to defeat them. They are extremely nasty. As you will see in this playthrough, I will probably be crushed in short order, but maybe we'll have some fun along the way. All right, starting off, we have Min Chen. She's a martial artist, and while you are not using a gun, once per fight round, she can re-roll a missed fight dice or force the opponent to re-roll a fight dice. And she has stealth. Once per sneak test, you may re-roll a single die. And she has Combat 3, Agility 5, Cunning of 3, and Lore of 2, Defense of 1, Wounds of 4. All these things will make sense as we play the game. She also has a personal mission. This comes from the expansion Treasure Hunters, and her personal mission is to recover an armor artifact. If she does, she will gain +1 defense. Next up is Angel Espinosa. She starts off in Mexico City. I should have mentioned Min Chen starts off in Hong Kong. Workshop may buy gear cards for 2 less glory. And she's an expert mechanic, adds 2 adventure dice during tech and trap tests. And she has 4 combat, 3 cunning, 3 agility, 2 lore, a defense of 1, and wounds of 5. Again, it will make sense when we start playing the game. Her secret mission is to collect 18 glory without spending it. Reward, she gets 1 fortune and draws an ally card. Yeah, probably not going to happen. Anyhow, the board's set up. I actually have 3 temples this time on a random draw and only 1 artifact. We'll get into those in a minute. I have a whole pile of dice here, white for, of course, the good guys and the red for the Crimson Hand. And there are also these dock tokens that come with Treasure Hunters, and you put those on cities that have the anchor symbol, and they are an extra adventure that you can have while you're at a port city if you so desire. Also, with the Order of the Crimson Hand comes the major epic events, and these are all of the major cities. If you draw a All's Quiet on the city card during a city adventure, you will roll a dice and have a major city event. So that's kind of a cool addition. So just to recap, this playthrough I'll be playing with the Danger Pack 1, which came with 15 more dangers to overcome. We're also, obviously, since we're playing against the Crimson Hand, we're playing with the expansion Rise of the Crimson Hand, which came with cards basically with everything, plus the vile organization, the Crimson Hand organization, and we're also playing with Treasure Hunters expansion, which came with a bunch of cards. It's the port cards and 4 more characters, one of which we are playing with, which is Angel Espinosa, the mechanic. So those are the expansions we'll be playing with. And okay, let's look at a couple of other things, and then I think we'll be finished with the introduction and setup. Like I said, the board is set up. So let's take a look at the 3 temples and the 1 artifact that we will be going after, as well as the Crimson Hand. All right, so over here, of course, we have piles and piles of cards. There's just so many cards in this game, it's almost silly. We have enemies, we have gear, we have allies, we've got common items, city events, event cards, artifacts, adventures. We have all of the dangers we must face. Anyway, the 4... first we'll start with the 3 temples. The first is the Mine of the Crimson Hand. Very exciting, that's right here. It's located in the Sahara. And next we have the Valley of Hades. It's another temple. And it's located way up in Scandinavia. Next, we have an artifact which is the Gloves of Illusion, and they are located over here in the bayou around Florida area. And then we have the City of the Dead, and that's located way over in Italy. What we do with temples is they actually have fortune associated with them. When you go there and you try to plunder them, you're trying to scoop the fortune out of the temples without the temple collapsing down around your ears. So that's the temples. Let's take a look a little bit at the Order of the Crimson Hand and the two villains that are sort of the ringleaders for them for this playthrough. And after that, I think we'll just take a look a little bit more at the board, and then we will get right into the wrap-up, and then the next episode will be turn 1. Okay, so here we have the Order of the Crimson Hand. Now, they are really nasty. Basically, without going into all the details of all the micro text on the cards, the gist of the Order of the Crimson Hand is when they start gathering artifacts. The artifacts have symbols on them, and the more artifacts they gather, the stronger they become. And as the symbols build up from the artifacts, it starts giving them special abilities, just what they need. And we'll take a look at one of the little miniatures here from the Order of the Crimson Hand, and they're actually extremely well done. If I was a good painter, which I'm not, I might be tempted to paint these minis. All the minis in the Flying Frog Productions games are extremely well done. Now, this is the tracker. If the Crimson Hand gets to 15 before our two adventurous heroes can get to 20 fortune, then the Crimson Hand will defeat us. And like I said, they're extremely nasty, so they probably will. Now, let's take a look at the two ringleaders for the Crimson Hand. First up, we have Sir Benjamin Crowley. And he has a search of 3, combat of 5. And basically, he's tainted. For every fight dice roll of a 6, the hero discards a gear or 2 glory. So he's nasty to fight. And a collector, he gains 1 search for each artifact the villains have. So his search is only 3, and here's his little miniature here. Extremely well done miniatures, as I must say. So he will be the first up. And following quickly behind him, from the Crimson Hand organization, we have the Inquisitor, and he has a search of 5, which is quite high. He's going to be finding those artifacts very quickly, and he's a fanatic. He gains +1 combat for each wound he's taken, and he has 8 wounds that he can take, so he is one tough SOB. Anyway, he's pretty nasty. I'll take a look at his little miniature here. Of course, another extremely well done, and again, if I could paint, I would paint them, but the detail is extremely nice on these minis. All right, those are the bad guys. This is the Crimson Hand. Let's go back to the board for a recap, and then next time will be turn 1. All right, not much more I can say about the intro and setup. Like I say, the board is all laid out. We have our 3 temples in the Sahara, in Italy, and up here in Scandinavia, and we have our first hero over here, which is Min Chen. She's over in Hong Kong, looking very kung fu-ish. And over here in Mexico City, we have Angel Espinosa, and she is our mechanic extraordinaire for the game. All right, the board is set. We are ready to take on the Order of the Crimson Hand. And let me tell you, once again, they are very, very nasty. They are way worse than the mob and way worse than the Nazis. So if you want a real challenge with this co-op game, and I am playing it completely co-op, so the two are working against the Crimson Hand, give the Order of the Crimson Hand a try, and again, follow along with me, and we'll see how quickly I can be crushed. Of course, I'm being pessimistic. Maybe I'll pull it off. Maybe I'll get the 20 fortune before they'll get to 15. Anyway, join me next time when we get into turn 1, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.